Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. So I'm back with the second topic, which is quite interesting because this is something which is regularly asked of CIOs. And I have been asked many times, like, how do you choose a particular tool or a vendor? There are many points there, typically seven or eight. I'm going to touch upon the top two or three today to keep the video short. The first one, which is very important, is the tool should be in line with your digital strategy. I'll again give you an example. In one of the companies where I was a CTO, I was told that they want to install an attendance system in their retail stores. They had around 20 or 30 retail stores across the country. And they were thinking of extending the same fingerprinting or the card punching tool to the retail stores as well, which definitely has a lot of cost involved. There's a lot of hardware. It has to be connected. There has to be internet connectivity. You have to take permissions of the mall and so on and so forth. So their strategy was to extend the same application so that it's easier to integrate, which is fine. But my proposition there was that why not take a new approach? So my suggestion to them was a tool which is an app-based attendance system, which is available for like $2 or $3 per month per person. Person can go to the location, he can through face recognition register his attendance. The attendance is registered for everyone along with the location and the timestamp. That's uploaded onto the cloud. You can extract it in an Excel sheet or any other format you want and import it back into your system, right? So this is a digital approach, and there can be many such examples which we can quote to say that digital strategy has to be the first, or any tool which supports the digital strategy should be the first preference, right? So digital first, remember that. The second one is very important, which is tech compatibility. So for example, you are predominantly a Microsoft shop, right? You have Dynamics, you have Office, you have SharePoint, you have Teams, you have so many things, right? Now, if you want to get a CRM, there are good CRMs there. There's Salesforce, there are many other CRMs. But your first approach should be that why not take a Microsoft tool? Because it will be easy to integrate. No, you don't need a middleware in between. Then you are getting data from one place, pushing data into other. There are more moving parts. There could be problems. Yes, of course, cost and other things also needs to be taken care of. But ensure that there's not too much of a variation in your system, because then that whole ecosystem becomes very complex and diverse to manage and maintain. The third one is definitely, which I focus a lot on, is the feedback which you see about a particular tool, right? You can go to G2, you can go to Capterra, you can go to Gartner, you can go to Trust Radius, you can go to so many other sites and see what people are talking. Don't take the 5s, don't take the 1s, take the 3s, 4s, 2s, and see what people are talking. That would give you an idea about how good or bad the tool is, and then you can take these questions back to the vendor and ask them, is it correct? What is the remedy which they have for these kind of situations? Another important thing which is very critical for people to take into account is the capability of your existing service provider. Say your existing service provider is a heavy Microsoft shop, right? They do good in Microsoft, but you want to have a Salesforce, you want to have an Oracle or something like that. What will happen is either you have to get a new service provider, or there will be two service providers, or you have to ensure that your existing service provider builds their capability or capacity on the new tool which you want them to implement, and then implement it, right? So it's going to be more complicated. So keep that in mind. Another one which you need to be very careful about is the roadmap of the product, right? You have to look at what is the long-term direction of the product, roadmap of the product, how long is the support, because you are going to use it for 10 years, 15 years, for a long time, right? There will be a lot of disruptions which happen. So you need to see how well is it suited. Does it support the new stuff? Like, does it have open APIs? Does it have support microservices? Very critical to take a decision on which kind of tool you want to take. The last two things are, one is the availability of skill sets in the market, because if it is a tool which is like rarely used, it's good, but it's available only, say, in certain pockets of the world, it's not available in your region, it'll be difficult for you to get the people and then train them, and then maintain these kind of tools. And finally, the skill sets also matters, because if the skills are expensive, say for example you're taking a React guy, we all know the cost of React guys nowadays, right? So is it worth it? Can I do it with Angular? Can I do it with Node? Can I do it with any other Vue or any other stuff? And finally, the overall cost of ownership for the package, right? The cost of the tool, the maintenance, the upgrades, the vendor cost, the service providers cost, and the skill sets availability. Take a holistic approach on the cost, and that will make it your life easier. Hope this was useful. Thank you very much, and please like and subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye bye.